In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Since we always and for most of the time we do have to interact with other people all the time on a daily basis, that is the biggest activity, that is unavoidable thing. We do have to interact, we do have to meet, we do have to go along with the people on several things. Some of the people are quite cooperative and quite pleasant, while another some of the people, they are quite unpleasant, they are not cooperative. Rather, they are toxic. They are toxic. These people are definitely the undesirable category of the people. And once we do come across these people, once we do interact with these people, we have to repent and regret. We don't feel happy and comfortable at all. Why? Because they people are not the right sort of people at all. They people are actually the toxic people. They are not sincere people. They are not pleasant people. They are not positive people. Instead, they are toxic people. Toxicity lies in their mind and heart. Toxicity is what appears out of any interaction they are seen making with the people. So anytime and every time we come across them, we really feel bad and we don't feel good at all. We start thinking that maybe people are not good. Maybe what's wrong with me? Why this person was not so honest? Why this person was not so fair? Why this person is not so pleasant? Why did this person hurt me? Why did this person do that? Why did this person do that? As a matter of fact, these people are the toxic people. And any toxic people, a person, every toxic person, we need to avoid them. We need to avoid them. We don't need to interact with them much. We don't need to interact with them much. And we do have to stay away from them unless it become essential, unless it become very, very important. And that too at a minimal level. So that today we are going to talk about the toxic people, the toxicity in them, how can we identify them, and once we succeed in identifying them, once we make a conclusion once we reach a conclusion that this person is a toxic one, so in that case we will be able to protect ourselves from the toxicity of that particular person, and we will be able to keep ourselves away. And otherwise, if at all we fail to identify that this person is a toxic one, what does happen then? That we remain confused that whether I should be keep interacting, whether I should keep interacting with this person, whether I should keep going along with this person, or I need to separate and I need to part ways. And some of these toxic people are the very close people, another some of the people are not as close, but still the toxic people are really very, very, very bad people. We need to avoid, we need to stay away from them, and particularly if at all they want to be very close to us, I think that we should never be making any close relationship with a toxic person. But many a time, maybe most of the time, we fail to understand that this person is a toxic person. So for that reason we find there is a difficulty, in their identification on the one hand, and on the other hand, staying away from them, because we are not very clear that these people are the toxic people, and the toxic people must not be made a friend, must not be made a relative, must not form a very close relationship with them. Today we have chosen a very beautiful article on the subject as well. This very useful and beautiful article, this has been authored by Franklin Carpenter. And Carpenter is a well-known researcher and author, and his today's article has been given the caption "Nine Signs of the Toxic People." 9 signs of the toxic people. So these 9 signs, look upon the signs, the people are exhibiting, and if at all there are several, there are some signs of a toxic person in any of the people. So we need to stay away from them. We should protect ourselves from their from their negativity, from their toxicity, from their stings. What are those 9 signs? Let's look upon all those one by one. First of all, the author says they always have to be right. They always have to be right. In an argument, while we are talking, they they think, they try to prove that they are right, always right. Nobody can be always right. At certain places we are right, our thinking, our attitude, our opinion is right, our policy is right. At certain other places our opinion is not right at all. So why to insist that I am right at every place? If at all somebody is seen in doing that, it actually means that this person is a toxic person, and for that reason we need to avoid it. We need to avoid it. And they always have to be right. Actually, no one is always right. No one is. Number two, they use manipulative tactics. They use manipulative tactics. There are manipulative tactics, several. I'm unable to go into the detail of that because for that reason we shall not be able to complete our today's task in a short time. So actually, we simply need to understand that these people are seen using the manipulative tactics, and we need to avoid them. We need to avoid them. The third is they bring up past grievances. Every time we are talking to them, we are interacting with them, we are dealing with them. What will they do? They will bring the past grievances, that you did this to me at that time, or that particular person did that thing very unfair to me. Although he she is wrong even at that place, but why to go into the past grievances? Why to go into the past experiences? Why not to focus and concentrate upon what is being dealt upon, what is being talked about, what is being discussed, and what is going to be settled at the moment? So let's focus upon it. No, do not allow anybody to go into the past grievances. Do not allow anybody to use the manipulative tactics, and do not accept the demand of a person that I'm always right. So these are plus there are totally these are the 9 signs. And the fourth sign is they make comparisons. Making comparison, all sort of comparison making is toxic. All sort of comparing the people with each other. We can compare the products, we can compare the services, but we cannot compare the people at all, because everybody is unique. Everybody is unique. So why to compare? Every sort of comparisons are toxic on the one hand. On the other hand, they people make the comparisons, they want to make it. They people make the comparisons, the type of comparisons they want to make mean for the purpose. Again, these are going to be very unfair comparisons. These are not the fair comparisons at all. But first of all, we don't need to go into the comparisons at all. They make comparisons. And number five is they refuse to take responsibility. They refuse. Everybody should take the responsibility. This is what I am supposed to do, this is what I am responsible for. But they people, they don't take responsibility for anything. They say that it's not my responsibility, it is your responsibility, it is your responsibility, it is the responsibility of that person, this is not my responsibility. So they are the shirkers, they don't take responsibility. And if at all they have done anything else and that this has gone wrong, again they will be putting blame, they will be blaming other people for the bad result and for the bad performance, instead of accepting that I have done this thing, I have attempted this thing, I should have done this thing, it's my responsibility. If at all the consequences, if at all the results are not that good, if at all the results are bad, then I'm responsible. But they fail to take the responsibility. So that is the sign number 5. Number 6 sign is they take things too personally. They take things too personally. If at all you are talking something general term, they might pull it toward oneself, that you are talking about me, or you have at that particular time, you are not talking about him or her, but that particular person will, the one who is a very toxic person, will assume that you are talking about him or her. So they take the things too personally. The seventh sign, They don't express gratitude. If at all you have done good thing with them, if at all somebody has done a favor to them, or but they don't express gratitude at all. They don't express gratitude at all. They are ungrateful people, and that is another sign of their toxicity. Number 8 sign is they don't compromise. Whatever we are doing, we will be accepting certain things. We will be accepting certain things from them. We will be accepting certain things from them, and they will be accepting certain things from us as well. So that is a compromise, mean give and take. But they people say that I have always to be, you have to make the compromise for all the time. It's not me who is going to make the compromise for all the time. So I think this is also one of the sign of their toxicity, that this person is a toxic one. And the ninth sign is they don't offer support, or even they don't offer support, mean they are not willing to make any sacrifice. They are not willing to do any favor. They are not going to offer any support. But even if they do offer any support, they are not going to honor it. So these 9 are the signs of the toxicity of a person. So if at all we do remember, we do identify, we do remember that these are the 9 signs of the toxicity of a toxic person. What will be the benefit of it? We will be quickly able to identify a toxic person, and there will not be any difficulty in taking a decision that I do have to keep myself away from this particular person. So that was a beautiful and a very useful article on the subject of a toxic person. 9 signs of a toxic person. This very useful and beneficial article has been authored by Franklin Carpenter. Thank you. Jazakallah.